Welcome to this Tutor to You Sociology topic video on culture and identity. In this video we're going to look at the work of Martin and Ghaill on the crisis of masculinity. In his seminal work, The Making of Men, Masculinity, Sexualities and Schooling, Martin and Ghaill explores the concept of masculinity and its evolving dynamics within the context of education and broader social changes. and Ghaill delves into the notion of a crisis of masculinity, which is a significant theme throughout his analysis, and examines how various forms of masculinity are constructed, challenged and reshaped in the school environment. In this video, we're going to look at the concept of the crisis of masculinity, its educational context, the types of masculinity in schools, and the impact of feminism and LGBTQ movements. We're also going to look at some of the economic changes and how they have impacted on masculinity, as well as responses to the crisis of masculinity. and Ghaill's concept of the crisis of masculinity is rooted in the profound social, economic and cultural transformations that occurred in the late 20th century. He argues that traditional male roles and identities are under significant strain due to shifts in the labour market, changes in family structures, and the rise of feminist and LGBTQ+ movements. These developments challenge the established norms of male dominance and create uncertainty and anxiety among men about their roles in society. A central focus of and Ghaill's work is the role of schooling in shaping and perpetuating different masculinities. Schools are seen as critical sites where boys learn and perform their gender. The hidden curriculum, peer group interactions and teacher expectations all contribute to the formation of masculine identities. But and Ghaill emphasises that schools do not merely transmit knowledge, but also play a pivotal role in the socialization process, reinforcing or challenging traditional gender norms. In his research, and Ghaill identified several distinct forms of masculinity that emerged within the school setting. Firstly, hegemonic masculinity. This form of masculinity is characterised by the dominance of heterosexual, white, middle-class male norms. It's often associated with physical toughness, emotional restraint and competitive success. Boys who conform to these norms typically gain social status and approval from their peers and teachers. Secondly, subordinate masculinities. These include masculinities that do not align with the dominant hegemonic model, such as those of gay, black or working class boys. These groups often face marginalisation, discrimination and bullying within the school environment. Their experiences highlight the intersectionality of gender, race and class in the construct of masculinity. and Ghaill also discovered complicit masculinity, boys who may not fully embody hegemonic masculinity, but benefit from the patriarchal system nonetheless. They often avoided challenging dominant norms to maintain social privileges. And finally, oppositional masculinity. This form involves boys who reject and resist the dominant hegemonic norms. They may adopt alternative identities such as laddish behaviour, which emphasises anti-academic attitudes and a rebellious stance against authority. According to and Ghaill, the rise of feminism and LGBTQ+ movements has had a profound impact on the traditional notions of masculinity. and Ghaill discussed how these movements challenge the rigid boundaries of gender and sexuality, promoting more inclusive and diverse understandings of identity. The increasing visibility and acceptance of these movements in society contribute to the crisis of masculinity by questioning the legitimacy of traditional male dominance and offering alternative models of gender relations. Economic restructuring, particularly the decline of traditional manufacturing jobs and the rise of the service sector, has also played a significant role in the crisis of masculinity. and Ghaill noted that many working class men find their traditional roles as breadwinners under threat, leading to feelings of insecurity and emasculation. The shift towards a knowledge-based economy, which often values skills such as communication and emotional intelligence, further complicates traditional masculine ideals, centred on physical strength and manual labour. Mack and Ghaill observed a range of responses to the crisis of masculinity. Some men cling more tightly to traditional roles, intensifying their adherence to hegemonic norms. Others adapt by embracing more fluid and inclusive identities, demonstrating a capacity for change and resilience. Schools, as key institutions in this process, have the potential, according to Mack and Ghaill, to reinforce rigid gender norms or promote more progressive and equitable understandings of masculinity. Martin Mack and Ghaill's The Making of Men provides a comprehensive analysis of the crisis of masculinity within the educational context. By highlighting the multiple forms of masculinity that exist and the pressures they face, Mack and Ghaill offers valuable insights into how gender identities are constructed and contested. His work underscores the importance of addressing the complexities of masculinity in efforts to promote gender equality and social justice. Schools, in particular, have a crucial role to play in shaping future generations' understanding of gender, making them vital sites for challenging traditional norms and fostering more inclusive forms of masculinity. That concludes this Tutor to You Sociology topic video on culture and identity, looking at the work of Martin Mack and Ghaill on the crisis of masculinity. Thanks for watching.